Today is Thursday, August 3rd, 2023, and I'm at the parking lot at the top of the Mount Rose Highway where it crests going from Incline Village into Reno. And my plan is to climb Mount Rose, kind of doing a run hike to the top of Mount Rose. Currently at 8,900 feet, and Mount Rose is around 10,300. Actually, almost 10,800 feet. And it's about 9:30 in the morning, and on a Thursday, and there's still a good number of cars here. And off we go. In a short amount of time, we're going to get a beautiful view of Lake Tahoe. I'm currently only about 3 minutes up the trail, and can already get a glimpse of Tahoe off in the distance. Another minute in, getting an even better view. Behind me is the top of the Mount Rose ski area. Less than 5 minutes into the hike, and the lake is really appearing. The snow on the peaks on the other side or on the California side of the mountain. They got about 60 feet of snow during this past 2023 winter season. Down below is a Tahoe Meadows area with lots of nice hiking trails down there. Only about 6.5 minutes up the trail. Just beautiful views immediately. Temperature was about 59 degrees in the parking lot, and it'll be just a couple degrees warmer right now in the sun. And there's just a slight breeze. Everything is still very green with lots of flowers. Very pretty. The trail to the top of Mount Rose is about 5 miles long. About 9 minutes into the hike. The trail kind of goes around this hillside through a valley before really starting to climb up the side of Mount Rose. And now we sneak a peek of where I'm headed, top of Mount Rose. The trail has been running fairly parallel with the Mount Rose Highway as it heads towards Incline Village in Nevada. And California is only about 4 miles away, 4 or 5 miles away. And but now it's gonna take a turn to the right and head into the valley away from Tahoe. We'll see Tahoe later. Now the trail is still steadily climbing a little bit on the edge of the slope. And there's a glimpse of Mountain Rose off there. Just did a little bit of jogging, so I'm out of breath. Just came across my first snow. August 3rd, it's still snow. Pretty cool. About a mile into the hike, it was a slight but steady climb up to this point, and got a little more climbing. It's mostly flat right now. Eventually, around 2.25 miles, I'm going to be hitting a waterfall. This is our destination. I crested a slight ridge and got some pretty neat rock formations over there. And now the trail's going to have a steady decline for a little ways, pretty much all the way to the waterfall. Neat little area running along the edge. The hike is going to take us where that snow is. The mountain's over here. The trail as it goes up the left side of the mountain, up through that valley, and then across the ridge, and then up. Just came across big area of snow. Maybe it's been surviving from the shadow of that cliff. There's not too many spruce or hemlock trees right around it, which is what it appears the majority of these trees are. Mountain Rose up there. Starting to get a beautiful view of the valley, looking towards the area kind of between Reno in the north and Carson City at the south. I'm just past 2 miles and caught a glimpse of the radio towers, which I believe is top of Relay Peak. I think that's what it is. I've been hiking for about 35 minutes, and 2.25 miles later, I've reached the falls. I guess most of that water is probably snow runoff. And for perspective, there's the top Mountain Road. And off into a bit of a meadow area. A river crossing here. With some pretty purple flowers. Another water spot. I got a choice to go, and I'm going this way. both ways join up together, just a short distance up. Luckily there's not too much water flowing. We're going to Mount Rose Summit, of course. A little tricky spot here, though. Knocks it farther apart. Getting to see more and more flowers. You might be able to see the outline of the trail. It runs with a slow, steady climb up towards the summit, but it's going to end up going to the left through the valley first. One thing I love about hiking in Tahoe versus the Northeast, where I'm originally from, is the lack of rocks for the most part. Most of the trails are kind of a flat like this, even though they'll rise steep, but they'll be flat. It's not like you're walking up steps. I mean, sometimes you do. And the other thing I really like is during the summer, there's hardly any bugs. Got to be maybe the altitude, and also it tends to get down into the 50s almost every night around here. Just as I made my comment about the flatness of the trails, I hit a section with rocks. With the dust, though, will come another side effect. That's Mount Rose over there, Mount Rose ski area. Boy, those power lines are probably providing power for Relay Peak, which is just over the ridge over there. So the downside is your shoes will get dusty. I'm getting towards the edge of the alpine area down below, and this is where the trail really takes a left-hand turn and gets quite a bit steeper going up through this valley. It's a stream running down below, and it'll cross the stream and then keep going up the left shoulder of Mount Rose. Looking back, I'm about 3 miles in. It took me about 50 minutes to get to this point. I'll be mostly walking, hiking from here on. You can see the Mount Rose ski area at the top. I just reached a river crossing within the valley, and across here, and then head up. Mount Rose is in that direction. Oh, I stand corrected. That direction. A lot of flowers. Pretty nice. Oh, there's some bugs after all. Little bees. But they don't bother you. About an hour and 5 minutes into the hike. Probably a little over 3.5 miles. Just been climbing steady through that valley, and now I'm at the top of it. It's this little wide open area. And it's all downhill on the other side. And we've been running on the Rim to Reno trail. This goes down that way. We're going up to the summit. I just stopped for a couple of minutes to get some goo and water, and continued on, and there's the peak. The trail has been running along the ridge. You look towards the southeast and you can see Mount Rose and the valley I came up. I think they call that Tamarack Peak. I'm not sure if there's an official trail that gets up there. Relay Peak is on the other side of that ridge. And then here you have the other side looking north. Another good thing about hiking around Tahoe is, versus the northeast, is there are virtually no ticks. You don't have to worry about ticks, no Lyme disease. On the flip side, in the northeast, in the fall, you cannot beat hiking in the foliage season. The colors are just fantastic. And there tend to be very few bugs. Temperatures are cooler. It's just awesome in the fall in the northeast. I just reached a 4-mile mark. Got about a mile to go. I've been hiking for about an hour and 16 minutes. There is Mount Rose. Just came across this on the trail. Just had to take it. Nearby, some other pretty flowers. Onward we go. Just couldn't resist. Just got my first glimpse of Tahoe again. And from the same spot, this is looking kind of northwest, maybe more west than north. Looking out at California. There's the meadow below where I was, and Tahoe in the distance. And for the last 5 minutes or so, the trail's been doing switchbacks as it climbs up this side of the Mount Rose summit. We're about 4.4 miles in and pretty much emerging from what little scrub there is into the wide open. Getting a little rocky here. Cannot see the peak from here. It's up over that ridge. Donner Pass is off in the distance, pretty much straight ahead, I do believe. Continuing the climb. Still got more than a quarter mile left to go. Views everywhere. Finally, cut to the other side where you can see the city of Reno. Down the valley, you can see a little pond. It's called Church Pond, and you get to it easiest by a trailhead at the Galena Creek recreation area, just off of the Mount Rose Highway that you can see there in the background. It's a real nice hike. Well, less than a quarter mile to the top. Getting to be some pretty steep hiking here. Almost there. Just when you think you reached it. Hi. Yeah, about 1 hour 48 minutes. One more view from the top. Hope you enjoyed this video.